Countrywide Connect with Andy Thompson and Sarah Perriam-Lamp.
We have been talking a bit about the Conservation Amendment Bill and the public conservation land reforms. Well, we just spoke to Tama Potika, the Minister of Conservation, just before, and yesterday we spoke to Richard Capey, who is the advisor to Forest and Bird. So I thought we'd get fellow West Coaster Simon Cameron on the show. G'day, mate. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for being here with us. You're farming down in Haas, one of the seriously, mate, the most beautiful part of the country, bar none, just about.
Yeah. No, it's right up there. It's pretty spectacular, and we're very privileged to be there. It's beautiful part of the country for sure, and love being there. Yeah.
So whereabouts when you? Where are you? South of Haas?
Just south of Haas, about 10 minutes south. We live on the north bank of the Turnbull River, and we'd be farming there over a couple of river systems, and
And so, what are you? Sheep and beef. So have you got those
purely
Herefords?
Beef, yeah, mostly Herefords. We've still got a couple of first cross Hereford Angus cows there, but predominantly Herefords. Yeah.
And you're the current West Coast Federated Farmers president.
Correct. Yep. Provincial president, also vice chair of the Meat and Wool Council, and sit on the High Country Committee as well for Feds.
So you're well and truly into it.
Yeah.
Do you find time to farm?
Yeah. Halter helps.
Halter helps.
Yeah, Halter helps, and Court at home. She's the MVP. You know, I get to do these interviews and that, but Court's at home keeping an eye on things and with the kids and that, so it's great. And Dad's there helping out too. So
absolutely. And you've got a good whitebait stand down there.
Multiple.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Yeah. Well, we actually don't own a stand, but there's plenty of whitebaiting to be had off the bottom of the farm there, for sure.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful spot, and if you ever get a chance to go down there and just see that country, it's just because it's river run, isn't it? It's just
Correct.
Magnificent country, and probably you have a lot to do with conservation land while you're down there on your farm. Are you got concessions? Are you actually farming some of it?
Yes. Yeah, so a lot of our farming system does expand over parts of land that is administrated by the Department of Conservation and falls in that stewardship land category. We have a really good working relationship with DOC, and the people that we deal with on the ground are great. The people that I deal with in Wellington are exceptional. There's always things that you'll have challenges around, but we appreciate the working relationships that we have with them. Yeah.
As I said, I was talking to Richard Capey yesterday and talking about, obviously, they're very anti this Conservation Amendment Bill and that the government is bringing through potential to, what they're saying with the stewardship land sell up to, it makes it 60% of to be available to be sold. Tama Potika said, look, that's not happening. It'll just be tiny little portions, maybe a school, maybe a bit of land that's no good, and he did talk about some iwi land that may be gifted back to them, that sort of thing. But Richard made a comment to me which I thought was really interesting. I probably need to go back and listen to his interview a little bit better. Was talking about farmers potentially with this amendment losing access to it. What do you make? Is that something that you're aware of?
No, I'm certainly not aware of that. I mean, I can look into it more, but my understanding of it that in any situation through this amendment bill, public access won't be impeded on at all. All of this land is there for the public, right? And the public own it at the end of the day. And the Department of Conservation have got a job in terms of looking after it and enhancing conservation values, and that are there. The challenge that they've got is that there's 8.6 million hectares that they need to look after, and it's currently, they've probably got the checkbook out for about 800 odd million a year to do so, and there's always the cry that we need more. We've seen a local announcement, nationally for Wilding Pines just recently, another 109 million for 3 years, but a real concentration on enduring solutions going forward so that we're not just forking money out on it. And I think that's really crucial around this amendment bill, because if we allow a bit of strategic grazing back in the right places, that actually helps with the suppression of these Wilding Pines, gets people back on the ground, professional stewards of land, as I call them, farmers, who are great custodians of the land, and they deserve a bit more credit than probably what they get every now and again, especially in that high country sense, because a wee bit off subject, but for context, if we look over the last 120 years, we've never ever given the pastoral leasees of the high country the credit that they deserve for the land restoration project that they did such an exceptionally great job with from 1948 when pastoral leases came in through the 1990s when we started retiring this land. You can't argue that land was there's no argument around it. It was pristine when it came up for a tenure review. That's why the government of the day wanted to retire it and put it into the public arena, for conservation estate, because it was pristine. And now we've got wilding pines on the march over couple million hectares. We've got deer numbers on the increase. We've got wallabies that are a huge problem in South Canterbury and the central North Island. Tar numbers have gotten out of control on us a wee bit there for a while. We've probably done some great work, and credit to actually the DOC team, and a good plan there. But there's goats, pigs, wallabies. Rabbits aren't as bad as what they were early 1900s. But these are the challenges that we face, and we really need to get this amendment bill in the right place. And
So it's interesting you say that, and so it sounds to me as if Federated Farmers and the work that you guys are doing, you're actually supporting it, or you're being involved in the submissions.
Yep.
So what are you guys asking for in this amendment? Because Tama said to me, bring it on, bring on your concerns. We don't always get it right. What sort of things would you like to see, to be put into this amendment bill?
Well, firstly, I'd take that opportunity to encourage all of your listeners to do your own homework and actually read the current Conservation Act and the amendment bill as it's put forward, and take your own interpretation of it and submit on it, have your own say. But it's really, really important that we understand the crux of it. I'm not going to lie, I'm quite disappointed in the narrative that has been shared that they were hoping to get rid of 60% of it. That's, for us, we want to see everybody enjoy the public conservation land that we have. We want to see better environmental outcomes on that land, and we want to see everyone enjoy themselves and it be there for future generations. And to be very, very clear, Federated Farmers would not support restriction of public access to the Crown Estate.
Yeah. And I think the issue with that 60% and the way it's been reported by the opponents of this is that that's 60% of land that's not Schedule 4. Pretty much, because Schedule 4 is sacrosanct, can't be touched, right?
Yeah.
And so the rest of it is 60%. And they're going, well, in that 60%, there could be some small parcels. There's no intention to sell 60%. And I think it's... And
in simple
Tama
terms,
was quite angry.
Yeah, well, in simple terms, we're talking about the Met Service building in Wellington, a couple of gravel pits in Selwyn somewhere, and bits
Something
and pieces
in a
like that.
tour, bits of that can go anyway.
Yeah, look, and they're the parcels that they were referring to. And, look, again, I just encourage your listeners to get their own informed opinion and submit on it. But we want to see, not just as farmers but all Kiwis. This is as the attention it's getting proves that it's something that New Zealanders care deeply about, and so we should, because we want to see that environment be its absolute best. We want to see our international visitors come here and enjoy it and pay lots of money to travel around our country and feed into our economy and enjoy it and go home and speak highly of New Zealand. We don't want to see wilding pines marching over the whole thing. We don't want to see it overdeveloped or anything like that either. It's a pretty clear message.
But farmers have a really important role to play in maintaining the conservation estate, especially the stewardship land, because again, I think this is a perception, and probably the way that the Curia poll was written. Do you want to? I can't even remember the question, but it was a loaded question. Basically.
It was a loaded question, and it is again. And it's unfortunate that the narrative has been run away with a wee bit in the wrong direction. It was not the way that it was intended to go. But it's just we want to see better environmental outcomes. We want to see people on the land and enjoying it. We want to see people being able to get out, go hunting, shoot a deer, take it home for the family, go fishing, take the kids out camping. These are we're really lucky, like we said at the start of this, that we get to farm in Haas in a beautiful, pristine environment that's been looked after by stewards of that land for over 150 years, and from the Eagling family right through to current day, and many other families. I've often said I would love if I could take every single New Zealander on a guided tour around Haas and explain to them the complexities around the conservation estate and show them the beauty that is there and how it all works together. And look, I would say the conservation values that exist on these parcels of land, they exist because of grazing. A lot of examples, not in spite of. So we can all be there together, but we just need to have a better understanding of it.
I think I might take you up on the offer of the tour.
Yeah, mate,
I'll
anytime.
come down.
Yeah. Throw you in a jet boat.
Oh, absolutely. Throw me in a jet boat. That
Yeah,
would be great fun.
Your first jet boat trip has to be in the pouring rain, though. You need the real deal. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you live in Haas. That's that's reasonably regular, particularly with this El Nino coming up.
Yeah. Look, I think we're going to pay for the great season that we've had in the spring. But you can't live in Haas and complain about the wet. That'd be like living in Melbourne and complaining about the dry in February. So
exactly, mate. All right. Hey, Simon Cameron, great to have you on the show. Really
Thanks,
appreciate
Andy.
having a fellow coaster here.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Great to catch up, mate. Thanks for the opportunity.
And Pims has been a great conference.
Totally. Yeah, no, it's always good, isn't it? And you go out at smoker time for a coffee and you look around, it's the real who's of the industry. You catch up with Ray Smith, PMs out there, you get to have a chat to him and see what's front of mind for them. The opposition's here, it's all good. It's election year, so it's spicy, it's good.
Yep.
It's high octane.
And I'll tell you what will be spicy this year, and I know you'll be up there as AgFest 16th, 17th, like 3 weeks before the election. She'll be all on.
It'll be all on. They'll all be there.
They all will be there. Hey, Simon, really appreciate your time,
Thanks,
mate.
Andy.
Countrywide Connect with Andy Thompson and Sarah Perry and Lap.